Hello everyone, welcome back to the Today's video. We're going to be talking about something that I like to call the Little Mac problem, and what that means is basically in Ultimate, the low tiers are far too good, and the mid tiers are far too good, and the high tiers are far too good. The top tiers are far too good. The point is, everyone in Ultimate is incredibly not viable because there's a couple that aren't, but they're amazing. And we're going to use Little Mac as the prime example because I think he captures this perfectly. Because there's a lot of people that have had success with Little Mac. We have Peanut, we have Terrakatori, we have Alternus, a lot of, like, from every single region, there's people doing at least decent with Little Mac, especially Terrakatori. He's incredible with this character, and then we've seen some runs from Peanut recently. He just had a really good major. Almost beat Leo at Rise and Grind. Like, Little Mac stocks are on the rise, and they shouldn't be. That's the problem. Little Mac is not a good character. But here, I'm gonna list off all the good things about Little Mac and not name the downsides, and then I'll name the downsides, and you can tell me what you think about the character. He has incredible ledge trapping. He has a really fast F tilt that kills. He has a down tilt that is a kill confirm at like super early percents. His up B out of shield kills. His up tilt's really quick and it kills because it leads into a kill confirm. He has tech chase on the platform with a really fast nair into an up B that kills. He has armor on literally every single move he has. It's like not every single move, but all of his smash attacks have armor. He has a command grab that kills you at 30. His recovery has the mix-up options of a nair drift, a side B, a counter, an up B. And though it doesn't go super far, he has a ton of mix-ups on it. His normals are incredibly fast. He's a frame 1 jab. He has a kill throw. He has just so many good options. He is one of, if not the best grounded character in the game because of all of his options. Probably not the best grounded character in the game, but he's definitely up there. Now, from all that, it's like, damn, Little Mac is good. But then it's like, okay, he doesn't have aerials except Nair, which is super small and in very specific setups. And his recovery, while not the worst in the game, not even really close, is pretty bad. Like, there is mix-up, but it is still, if I could throw out just anything that beats side B, and then wait for the counter, or just like, you wait, here's what you do against Little Mac, you wait for the counter, and then you rise with a hitbox, and the only thing he could do there is exactly call out you with a neutral air, or an air dodge to the ledge, and even that is pretty easy to catch because air dodges to the ledge are not super easy, and if you let him back to stage once, it's fine. Little Mac neutral is hard, but it's not impossible to get him off stage again. And then aerial game, obviously, Ultimate is an aerial fighter for sure. Like, there is grounded moves, there's grounded characters, there's aerial characters. You'll notice that all the aerial characters are the best characters in the game. Like, Zero Suit, incredible aerials. Palutena, incredible aerials. Pikachu, incredible aerials. They also just happen, Roy, they also just happen to have incredible normals. Except, like, Paul, who doesn't have great normals. But they're still good. But the point is, he's missing a huge part of Ultimate. So that should make him immediately terrible and unviable. And he is terrible. Is he unviable? I mean, to win a major, yes. To win sets, lots of sets, to make upsets, absolutely not. And I think that's something that Ultimate has a huge problem with, because every single character except Ganon, I will say Ganon is the exception. You should I don't think Ganon has any winning matchups, or he shouldn't. That character is god awful. He is the exception. I'll give it up. But every other character can win basically any matchup, which I think is really scary. There is some like unwinnable matchups and like specific things, but then the character will do better against other ones. Like, all I'm saying is the low tiers, like your Kirby's, your Isabels, your Little Macs, your Dr. Mario's, they definitely can beat characters that should destroy them. Like, I think a really great run is Subosuto. His run at Dr. Mario at Meisuma Top. He did incredible. He got third place there, and he managed to get a win on Shiryuki, who plays Inkling. In theory, Inkling should destroy Doc. Destroy. It should not be close. And even though Shiryuki did get back in the run back, what matters is, hey, he beat him. He beat Inkling Dr. Mario. And it's like, how? Because every time Dr. Mario gets thrown off stage, he should die. But Dr. Mario has mix-ups off stage with down B. He has some cape stuff. He kills super early. He has a great up B out of shield. He has a kill throw. It's like all these things combined. All the low-tier characters have these incredible either gimmicks in like something like a Lucario, or even a Little Mac, for example, with the KO punch, or they have just like incredible normals. Like Dr. Mario's aerials are insane. His normals are good. Incineroar, someone that people used to think Incineroar was terrible, and I think the consensus now is he's mid-tier, maybe even high-tier for some people. But because his normals are incredible, his specials are insane. His aerials are some of the best in the game. Like, Incineroar's like toolkit is one of the best in the game. It's just it's stuck on Incineroar and is like super slow. But a character that's like kind of like a gimmick, oh my god, he's super slow, he should never be able to hit you. The fact that if he hits you once, he is in an advantage for so long and can kill you, just makes it so it is so hard to fight against him. And it makes it so you have to know, basically, let's say there's, I think there's like, I don't know how many characters are in alt, 90 maybe. Let's say there's 90 characters just for the sake of it. I don't know if I forget one, I forget one, or it doesn't really matter the number. You need to know 89 matchups in this game, which is tough because you don't need to know Ganon. You should just beat Ganon. Like, come on. I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna like lose to Ganon in bracket one day and people are gonna bring it up. But in my defense, I'm not good at the game. If you were better than your opponent, you should never ever lose to Ganon unless you're just like super nervous, super choked. But that's, I'm getting off track again. Ganon's bad, but that's not the point. The point is everyone else is at least viable enough to take a set. And I think ultimate tier list, it's like you have your low tier, your bottom tier, your top tier, and your high tier. I did that out of order, but basically anyone at in even bottom tier, I'd say, can get top 8s at majors. It is tough, really tough for bottom tier, and maybe that might be the cutoff. They can at least get to top 32, top 16 though, absolutely. And then mid tier can top 8 of majors or even win majors. We haven't really seen it yet. Well, SkyJ, I think he won like a B tier. And then DeBuzz has gotten fairly close with Rosa, which would probably be the best two examples. And then we have where you get to high tier. And once you get to high tier, basically your character is solo viable, but they might have a rough couple matchups that if you run into those in bracket, you probably won't win. And then top tier is like, you can just play this character and you have pretty good chances to win a tournament. Maybe you have one or two unwinnable matchups, and I say unwinnable in like quotes, because almost every single top tier in this game, their losing matchups are still winnable because they have like, I'm gonna kill you at 0, or they have, I have the best neutral in the game, so even if you beat me, my neutral is still incredible, or I don't have disadvantage, just things like that. And it even extends, like, it feels like this problem should just be like, oh, the low tiers are good, but it just feels like the top tiers that have bad matchups, it doesn't matter sometimes. Sometimes I could have like a -1. Like -1s in Ultimate aren't that big of a deal. I feel like in other games it's like if you have a -1, it's very rare that you win it. -1s, even -2s are won all the time in Ultimate, like all the time. And obviously this is a player thing as well. It's not just like an AI versus an AI and the character. It's not running odds here. This does happen, human error. But it happens a lot more than I feel like it should happen. And sometimes there is unwinnable matchups, like Game & Watch Pikachu, Zero Suit Game & Watch. Like, if you're winning those, you are out of your mind. Falcon Inkling, uh, Ganon Pikachu, just to name like a couple off the top of my head with like my vast matchup knowledge of every single character in this game. But those are just some that I know that I've seen people get close to winning, and then I've seen ones that are like Mars destroys ESAM, and that's a player thing obviously, but he does it in Zero Suit Pikachu, which should not be a winning matchup for Zero Suit, and isn't a winning matchup for Zero Suit, but he consistently does it, which shows that this matchup doesn't matter because my character is so good. They have so many escape options. They're so consistent. Like, it's just, and it feels like that's every single character in Ultimate. And I really think it's so hard to be a top player in this game because of that. And I think that is the Little Mac effect. Because Little Mac, the prime example, again, we're going to circle back to him. So many terrible things about him. Worst air game in the game by far. One of the worst disadvantages. Hell, it gets camped on the platform. But then he has platform kill confirms and platform combos and platform check chases. His grounds are insane. His neutral's insane. It's like, when is a character bad? When is a character too good? I think Ultimate has a little bit of a problem there. And this is kind of just talking to the void because it's not like anything's actually going to happen out of this. It's not going to be like, oh, we don't need to like, I need to talk about this because characters are going to get changed. No, that's not going to happen. The game is done. I just thought it was something interesting to talk about. Maybe you guys disagree. And that's also why I think co-maining is so important. Because when you co-main, even if your character has that... Because almost every single character has that one bad matchup that they run into. And it's really tough. If you co-main, you eliminate that. And you force people to play differently against your characters. And I just think that's why co-maining... Because you have these two unbelievable powerhouse characters that it is almost impossible if you have the right co-main, like Proto Min. That combination is so good because it's different playstyles and these different matchups. Even if you have a matchup that both of them don't do amazing in, one of them, even if it's even, the fact that you have an even matchup at all times in Ultimate even means it is super winnable, and then sometimes it's winnable. It depends, but it makes co-maining incredibly strong when every single character is this good, and it makes low tier characters, I think personally, the scariest they've ever been in Smash. I could be wrong. Maybe in Smash 4 there was like a crazy low tier I didn't know about. Obviously upsets do happen. Maybe in Melee, like there's some great Melee. I don't know. I think Luigi's more mid tier in Melee though. But there's some obviously exceptions to the rule. But I feel like in Ultimate there's a lot more exceptions to the rule. Maybe that's because there's more low tier characters. Maybe that's because they're more bottom tier characters. Maybe it's because everything I said is right, and it's probably that one, honestly. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you think Ultimate has a balancing problem in the fact that everyone is too balanced, let me know. If you disagree, then yeah, I mean, I just said that. If you disagree, let me know. If you agree, subscribe. Thank you guys for the support, mainly. It's meant a ton to be making videos. It's really great. If you have any ideas for videos, please let me know down below. Super down to do basically anything. And yeah, I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.